What's up, guys?
All right.
Today, we're going to talk about something more serious than what you may be used to.
Yeah. It's not even like I don't know how many jokes are actually gonna make this video. Like this is just kind of a sad video.
Yeah, we're going to cry. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So this is Hamza, who
For most,
okay, let's just he's this like self-improvement YouTuber. You probably heard of him. It'd be kind of weird if you didn't and you're still watching this video, but he's this. We found him like a few. How long ago? It was probably like a few months.
I feel like, yeah, it was a pretty long time ago, but
Yeah, I feel
I
like it
don't
was
know
like
if it
half a
was,
year or something, but might be I don't know.
yeah, yeah, about half a year ago.
Yeah. Anyway, so he it was great. He made like a bunch of really great videos. They would say like a bunch of great advice for young men to have and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And we actually we wouldn't even have the channel right now probably if we didn't find him. Because he's what's got a
yeah,
he's what inspired us to get started, building our business and getting successful and everything like that.
we'd probably be jerking off right now if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Well, I mean, yeah, probably. Um,
Oh, really? You seem very certain about that.
well, I mean, like if you think about it, like we wouldn't be on NoFap or anything like that. There's a pretty
Well,
good
true.
chance.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hamza's helped us a lot
yeah,
throughout this past half a year.
yeah, yeah. Just in general, like in half a year, we've made a lot of progress.
We did.
Just as like people and and all this stuff, and it's all thanks to this man right here. Um, but unfortunately, so it was all great until this video. So this was him saying, I fulfilled my purpose. Basically, he was saying that he's not going to run his channel the same way that he used to, with the way he does self improvement stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
he said he was gonna like post, less frequently. Just you know,
yeah,
he's done with his YouTube channel. He'll post if he thinks there's something really important he needs to say. He wants to focus on other things instead of this channel. He's
mhm.
moving on. Is basically what he was saying in this
Yeah.
video.
And I thought like I kind of figured something like this would happen eventually because I was thinking to myself, how much advice is there really to give? Like definitely not infinite. Eventually, he's just gonna be
Yeah,
repeating the same stuff. So this made sense to me, right? Like he's given all the advice he has to give, and if he finds something really important to us, then he will. So he did that, and then after that he posted the last Jeffrey and Adonis video, 10 ways to never get nervous around girls. Um, and then he posted this on how purpose works, and it was still sort of the same. Like he was the same guy. Like nothing really changed. Um, but right around here, yeah. So this video was originally called "Reject Women and Embrace God,"
yes.
which
Although he changed it
immediately,
to yeah, yeah. It immediately sparked sort of a red flag
yeah,
inside of us.
because immediately, like my mind immediately went to thinking of manhood and like the men going their own
Yep.
way community, and that just
Word.
whole that's so dumb. And it actually also reminded me of if you hate women, you've already lost. This video.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, he wasn't saying okay. So in the video, he wasn't saying that he hates women or anything like that. Actually, let's just watch the video.
this
We
will
want to know what you think.
So yeah,
this will only be a quick video. There is a practice that you can do within the next
A
5
quick
minutes that will
video
quick
is
video. It's like
like
an
an
hour
hour
long.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
your future relationships. I've just done it. I've just ended things with the girl I was currently dating because
Yes, yeah, he broke up with his girlfriend, and
I've done this.
immediately as soon as I started watching this, I noticed his hair is in a lot of his videos. He would talk about like the way he used to not style his hair at all, and it would just lay flat on his head, and that's how it is right now. Which
Although the yeah, It's true and it's sad, but these are the non-essentials here.
Yeah, that's just something I noticed.
Yeah.
Practice. On the left hand side of a double sided like notebook, write down what you want from your future wife. And I know this seems abrupt and stuff, but this is a really good message that I want to put to you first, and then I'll explain like the story and whatever afterwards. On the left hand side, just write down what I want my wife to be like, and go through as much detail as you can. And the categories that I've used is family, history, especially sexual past. That's literally one of the most important parts of history. Personality, friends, character, and anything else you can think of there. Write that down in, I wrote this at the top of this page here, best case scenario. If you are an ambitious young man and you expect to become quite successful, quite driven, quite like, a prize, then write down the absolute best case scenario. So you want, for example, other people will disagree and they'll say this is unlikely, but you want your 10 out of 10 in all ways, right? Your physical, the character and everything like that. You want like that absolute best case scenario, and it's just write it down with no filter on a private like piece of paper that no one can see, because it might feel a little bit cringe to write down certain details. It might feel kind of uncomfortable, especially when, like, I think a really big part to talk about is the things which are quite controversial. If it's been a long-term project for me to not strive for the short-term like hookups that the modern degenerate world gives to us.
So, what he's essentially saying is you want your 10 out of 10, like your ideal girlfriend, which, yeah, obviously, like, of course. And the problem with that is, I mean, it depends how specific you get, but the way I think of it is there is literally, like, physically, mathematically, statistically, whatever you want to say, there just is someone in the world right now who is most compatible with you, no matter what. And then that person could also be most compatible with like a few other people, and you could be most compatible for other people. But there's someone in the world right now who's most compatible for you. I mean, you can put it down to numbers if you like compared yourself to everyone else in the world. But anyway, point is, there is the just dream, partner out there, but you are never ever going to meet them. That's the problem. Like, it's not impossible, but just mathematically, it would be so incredibly unlikely for you to even come in like within like 5 miles of them.
True.
So eventually everyone has to settle for something. So again, it depends how like if you're just don't like, I wouldn't set your standards too high. Like if I because I'm not gonna I have a vision of like my absolute perfect dream girl in my head, but I'm never gonna meet someone like that. Like someone who looks and acts and sounds and has the same like history as the person, like that's just not gonna happen. Um, but I can settle for someone who's like who I'm happy with and I love and who's like pretty close to that.
Yeah,
And then
that's a good
yeah,
point.
yeah. So that's what I would do. And but let's see what more he has to say.
I understand if you don't want to do this. What I'm asking you to do here, of like writing down this list of what your like the wife that you want to have who would have your children. The idea is that once you write this down, you are now held accountable to stay single and actually stay celibate, to not have sex up until you meet that woman.
So yeah, so that's a big that's quite the the claim to give, that you should stay single until you meet your absolute perfect dream girl. Like
Yeah,
what are you gonna do when you meet them? You're not gonna have any experience. You're not gonna know what to do. You won't have any experience being with girls. You won't know, like the point of dating is not to marry, not at first at least. It's to get experience so that you can, be happily with someone who you do want to marry.
yeah. Also, if you refuse to date anyone who you know you're not going to marry, how are you supposed to find out that you want to marry them?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you just like love at first sight. That's not a thing. Love at first like conversation. That's not a thing. Like you need to get to know someone over a long time. Like I mean, I'm just imagining like surely this isn't what he's saying, but I'm just imagining him walking up to girls and just he has a list of questions for them, like a survey, Okay, what's your history? What are your, what do you do? Like, just to, checking things off the list. But that just doesn't, like, take your, like, everyone watching this. Imagine your very first relationship, right? Your very first one. So if you had it when you were young, then you were probably like, convince yourself like, oh, I'm in love with this person. I'm gonna be with them for the rest of my life, right? And then did that work out, right? No, it didn't. And the reason that most first relationships don't work out, because, like, if you think about it, it doesn't matter like how many, like, when you meet the person, like, you could meet the person when you're 13 or like 50, right? Like, your very first relationship, what if you dated like 50 people before that? It wouldn't make a difference. Like, you would still have as much chance of them being the person you marry as you would with anyone else if it was down to chance. But it's not down to chance. It's down to experience. Like, the reason that most first relationships don't work out is because people don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
And if you save it, like, do you really want to, like, use your first relationship? That's basically an instant, like, automatic breakup.
True.
Like, the person, if someone you're dating is your first relationship, there's a near 100% chance that it's not going to work out, just because you guys don't have experience. You don't know what you're doing. But the more and more people you date, the longer and longer the relationships will last, and just, like, the better you get at stuff. And so you want to have as much experience as you can by the time you meet the person that you want to spend your life with.
Yeah, by the way, it's also going to be hard to know exactly what you want in a relationship when you've never been in one before.
Exactly, yeah. It's hard to visualize. Like,
Yeah,
you can think hypothetically, I would like this, but there's variables that you might not be accounting for. Uh,
yeah.
it's
You
yeah,
need to consider every variable.
you do. Anyway, that's why I think this is pretty dumb advice.
You would want in your
Yep.
wife for you to maximize the success of your future family. You would choose to stay single and to actually stay celibate, because if you don't stay single, if you get into a relationship with a girl who doesn't match that criteria, or if she matches the criteria, then 100% okay, go on. And we could still make a mistake and stuff, of course. Like, what you write down right now may not be objectively the universal truth of what would have been the best wife for you. It's with your current awareness, but it probably would be a good step in the future, rather than just blindly going in using Tinder and using Instagram and everything, meeting a girl and she's kind of cute, and you guys have sex and it's kind of awesome and stuff. Before you blindly go in, just think to yourself that if you did actually stay single, you would, one, work harder because you wouldn't be distracted by any kind of relationship, and two, you will not be able to clear-headedly get into a relationship that is with a woman who is not your future wife, because the only reason you would get into that is for the short term, and for a fact that thinking about the short term does not lead to success.
Right, but again, like, what I was just saying, it's not thinking for short term. It's actually thinking long term, right? Because you're trying to get experience for the long term. I mean, it's like a muscle, right? It's like you have to use it, and then it'll get stronger, and then you'll be able to more easily attract people and just be good once you're in a relationship.
Yeah, your penis is a muscle, just like any other, muscle.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
he had a video talking about how, just being around girls can help you, like, be better at talking to girls, and like, even if you're not, like, doing anything romantically with them, just being around them and, like, talking to them as friends will make you better at talking to girls romantically and just, like, in general, right? So that's like a muscle, and this is the same thing.
Yeah.
You just gotta, the more you do it, the better you'll get. There's something else he said.
Using Instagram and everything, meeting a girl.
Yeah. So you shouldn't just go in blindly. Like, you definitely don't go in just blind. Don't just date anyone. Like, have standards, but reasonable standards.
Yeah.
Like, dating only people who exactly perfectly match your dream girl criteria. Maybe for marriage that would be a good idea, but not for dating.
Yeah.
For dating, I think better advice would be write down things that you won't date. Like, you won't date someone who does this or has this. Um, and then
That's true, but you always need to, for every negative, you need to replace it with a positive.
yeah,
Otherwise, you'll have no clue. You'll have no clue what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, replace it with something you want instead.
yeah,
and she's kind of cute, and you guys have, you would, one, work harder because you wouldn't be distracted by any kind of relationship, and two, you will not be able to clear-headedly get into a relationship that you know is with a woman who is not your future wife, because the only reason you would get into that is for the short term, and you know for a fact that thinking about the short term does not lead to success. You're on this journey, you're watching this kind of content because you want to be like a top tier successful man, and it requires sacrifices, and this is the one sacrifice that I have so hardly struggled with, and you probably feel somewhat of the same. I understand right now. I can imagine like my YouTube analytics is dropping because people don't want to be held accountable to this, and just tell us the 5 quick tips to get girls. But this is like, well, once you've gotten the girls, bro, once you're okay at attracting girls, which doesn't take that long. Like, get a 6-pack, make a little bit of money, get some confidence. That's like a 6 to 12 month period, maybe a little bit longer. You're getting into more social life and everything. But once you know how to attract girls, one of the things that you don't actually learn online is actually like, what is the ultimate best case scenario? We are not average guys who just want like some kind of mediocre relationship or mediocre life, are we? You never wanted that. If you did, you'd never start consuming this kind of content before. So that means that you want the best case scenario, and we know for a fact that the best case scenario is being in a like strongly loving family, and that family has to be in a marriage. Okay, in the modern day, there's so many people, and I was one of these, who say like, no, don't get married because the government's feminism and all this, bro. You can get married without the government actually being involved. There's like religious marriages which aren't in part of like the government contract, and maybe the government can maybe look at them when they're doing some bullshit, but it's like, you can like, if you want to maximize the success of your family and your children, it has to be through marriage. It has to be. And so then you have to start to consider, okay,
do you love Gantt charts? Here's how easily you can build one in ClickUp.
what kind of person do you want as your wife? But also, how do you want to get into this relationship? Because the issue then is, the common saying of like, don't turn a hoe into a housewife. The issue then is that if you pick a girl who's really like cool right now, who gives you a lot of pleasure right now, but you kind of know that she's, you can take one look at a woman and know she's your wife. You genuinely can, right?
No, that you can't.
Okay, so he is saying that you can, that love at first sight is
Yeah, so
exist.
apparently.
Yeah, I honestly think he's just saying this because, like, I think we've watched up to this part before, and he gives no explanation for it. So I think he's just saying this to justify the fact that you actually need to date people to know if you want to marry them.
Yeah. That's yeah. I don't know. Like, I've never believed in love at first sight. I don't really know why people would. It doesn't make much sense. Doesn't make any sense, actually. Like, what if like you said, I don't think he actually believes that. I think he's just saying that because he needs some reason for what he's saying, what the other stuff he's saying to make sense.
Yeah,
But that's just not true. Like, yeah.
Right? You can take one look at a woman. Don't bullshit yourself. You can take one look at a woman and genuinely tell if she's wife quality or not. Don't bullshit yourself. You can do this.
Yeah, I can do that.
yeah.
I'm not gonna bullshit myself.
And so when you clarify that actually she's obviously not, but she's kind of cool and everything. And so right now it's kind of good because I'm getting my dick sucked. You know what I mean, guys? And then all the fucking people online are like, yeah, Andrew's
What is he talking about?
I don't know. Yeah, at random points in this video, something else I noticed, he kind of like, this isn't really like important to what he's saying, but he kind of just like he starts talking really fast, and he like, I don't even know what happens. Just look at this.
Because I'm getting my dick sucked. You know what I mean, guys? And then all the fucking people online are like, yeah, Andrew Tate's like, yeah, dick suck, yeah, oh, pleasure. Like,
What? I want to digest what he said.
Oh yeah, dick sucked, pleasure.
Dick suck, pleasure. I think he also said Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
And all the fucking
I
people
guess
online
that's
are
what all the
like, yeah,
people
Andrew
online
Tate's like,
say.
yeah, dick suck, yeah, oh, pleasure. Like,
Bro.
down that route, many men have. I have. And what's interesting is that the men who seem to gain this extra level of consciousness swing about it in the opposite way, and then tell you that actually that's not the successful life. Understand the sacrifice that I'm making here, where I have hundreds of videos teaching you how to just attract girls on Tinder and everything, where I have
So something else is something I'm noticing that he's doing is extremism. He's performing it. In his mind, he's like, okay, well, going absolute pleasure and just like chasing that isn't good. So that means the extreme opposite must be good. That must be correct.
Yes.
Like having sex and a bunch of sex just for pleasure and stuff like that is bad. So I'm gonna not have sex at all, not date anyone until I meet my wifey. Right? That's not good.
Yeah.
That's equally bad.
It isn't too good either.
Yeah.
He's also virtue signaling. He's talking about how he's making all these sacrifices. He's not getting anything out of this. Like, he did not
Yeah.
monetize this video.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
$1,000 course that makes like 5 to 10K a month. Like, it sells 5 to 10 copies per month, teaching you like how to attract more girls and how to fuck them properly, how to hook up with girls and everything. Understand the sacrifice that I'm making to record this video for you. Because this is a message, this isn't abrupt. I know it seems, unplanned, and I didn't want to just write down bullet point for bullet point on a script to do this. I wanted this to be quite an emotional video. But I've been thinking about this for over a year. You know this. If you have been a true fan of mine, you know like the journey that I've been on, taking a step back from like the degenerate modern world around us and the biggest addiction that I've had, which is that of hooking up with these girls. That does negatively impact your future family. Do not listen to these men who tell you that it doesn't.
Yeah, I've been on like it's tough because what I'm noticing is I kind of expected more. I expected this to feel more like a conversation, but because I also don't agree with the other extreme, it's kind of like I'm arguing against what he's saying and he's arguing against the other like extreme. So he's not even arguing back against what I'm saying because that's not what he's fighting here. I'm not sure if he really considered like my I'm not sure if he really considered how I feel about this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
Hamza's making a sacrifice. Where's the consideration for how we feel?
yeah, how about that? And also, I'm gonna make a prediction. I think probably all the comments are gonna be supporting this decision and this path that he's taking because just because people don't think about things. People don't critically think. Like I was genuinely in one of my last videos, I even recommended that young men should watch Hamza. Like go back. I think it was the men going their own way video. And I recommended that that you should watch Hamza because he doesn't do weird things like this. And now he is, and so I've changed my opinion about him because I critically think about things. I think about things as they are instead of just assuming that he's been right about things in the past, so he must be right about everything. I have my own opinions on things. Unlike, well, I assume the comments. Let me take a quick peek. So much truth. Yeah, I'm Muslim. As a young Christian, it's amazing to see. Yeah. So the people who they're like sheep. I mean, they're in their little Hamza community, and they're like, okay, well, he's right about this.
Yeah, they do not use inductive reasoning to understand the world like we do.
Yeah.
If once he really gets in, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So if someone who does agree with him here, like if you agree with what he's saying here, that would be really cool to have you like on the channel. I would love to talk to you about it. And then we can both like explore and learn together. Because I would love to see. Because, like I said, he's not arguing against what I'm saying. So I would like to hear like a proper argument against what I'm saying. And then we could sort of have a conversation. But
yeah.
Yeah. Or if you know someone who agrees, then let them know about us. But overall, if you are someone who really thinks about things, like really critically thinks about things, instead of just following what people are saying. Like again, like don't just follow what I'm saying because I'm saying it and you're a fan of the channel, right? Like I only have 25 fans. We only have 25 fans right now. So to the 25 of you, don't just agree with what I'm saying because I'm saying it. Really consider what I'm saying and the reasons that I'm saying it, and consider how it contrasts reality. And then decide if I'm right. Come to your
Yeah.
own conclusion.
Yes.
Anyway.
Now, you can swing things around. I believe I can. But that being said, when you consciously know that this is something that's bad for you, just like you do with porn, with video games, with junk food, what happened then? Remember that first time that you really clarified to yourself that video games no longer serve you, but then you kept on playing? What happened? It messed with your mind and it literally made you see yourself less.
Well, actually, I realized that video games were pointless, and so I started a channel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is actually, I mean, if we're making it our career, then I'd say there is a point to it.
I think so.
And how about porn? There was a point when you
Same thing. I made porn my career.
Yeah.
innocently watched porn, you didn't realize anything was really that wrong with it. It was kind of exciting, it felt kind of good, right? But then there became a point, probably about the time that you started seeing it all online about nofap and everything, that you really genuinely believe that it's bad for you and that you shouldn't do it, and that, you know, it might give you some short-term pleasure, but it's bad for the long term. And then you carried on doing it for a little while.
Most people you see on here talking
What the fuck
about
is this guy doing?
have never
Oh, wow.
actually made
Look at
money
this fucking
dropshipping.
idiot.
Now,
And how did it feel
What does
through
he
that
know?
transition period where you knew this thing was bad for you, but you kept on doing it? You hate yourself. It feels like this hateful, demonic full-time job that's inside of you where you have to keep, every day you're almost saying to yourself, like, I know this is bad for me, but I keep doing it because I don't respect myself. You start feeling shame, and that's one of the worst experiences you can have. This is what happens when you become conscious that you're doing something bad, but you don't stop doing that bad thing. And the thing is, more and more men are waking up that not only porn is bad for us, you know, that's very clear, but that also short-term relationships that are pretty much like literally just sexual, that they're also horrible for men. A lot of these guys online, and I've probably been one of them, kind of say that, yeah, they're bad for women, but they're not bad for men. If they're bad for women, then they've got to be bad for you, bro. A woman's just a reflection of who you are as a man. And so, or like, you know, you see online, everyone's saying, oh, there's no good women and everything, bro. The reason why is because you just attract what kind of woman that you are.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you attract the kind of woman that you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what he's saying. He is right about that.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, though he did word it in kind of a strange way.
Yeah.
You attract women similar to you. And so if you are down to have casual sex, and if you're down to just have a little bit of fun and have pleasure, guess what, bro? So is she.
Mm-hmm.
And she has. And she will. And that's not the kind of woman that you probably would want to be in a long-term relationship. Maybe your values are different, and maybe you don't view a woman being promiscuous and getting fucked by other guys as like a negative thing. Some guys don't view that. I personally do. It personally is one of the most disgusting thoughts I ever get, you know, just day to day,
Yeah.
of the thought of like a girl that I'm in love with and her doing anything sexual with any other guy. It's literally the worst gut feeling that I ever get.
Yeah, same here.
This is bad to say. This makes me sound like a misogynist, but actually I think this is the real feminism.
Wait, what? Why would that make him sound like a misogynist?
I don't know.
Saying that he doesn't want to watch a girl he loves get fucked by other guys?
Yeah, I don't
I feel like
think
that's not.
really.
I feel like that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Alright.
Modern day feminism has convinced women to split their souls with random men who don't even value them. Modern day feminism has convinced women to split their souls, because that's what happens when they have sex with a man. With random
No.
men.
It's
Oh,
not.
I see. That's what happens. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's what sex was.
You
Splitting
split
your soul.
I'd really like to see him explain that in more detail.
Yeah, I want a biological explanation.
Yeah.
What happens exactly? So if you have sex with like 5 different guys, does your soul get split 5 times?
Yeah. You have less of a soul now than you did before.
See, okay, so now this is leaning more into.
If you split your soul with enough guys, will you become a man?
Yeah, I think so. But this is leaning
Yeah.
more into religion, and uh,
Oh, yeah.
it just
Yeah, I
doesn't make
was
sense.
gonna.
Here's my thoughts on religion in general, or not even just religion, but just like supporting something religiously. It actually goes back to critical thinking. Like his fans right now are supporting him religiously. He is their religion. They will do whatever he says. Just like you write anything in the Bible, and Christian people will do it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not now, but if anything was written, then they would have done it. Um,
Yeah, I was gonna wait until he starts talking about religion, as I assume he's going to do to make my point, but maybe this would be a good time too.
yeah, make your point.
Yeah, so I notice he's sort of turning to religion, and in recent times he's turned to religion, and I don't know exactly where he's gotten all his self-improvement ideology from, but he seems to not have a very good explanation for it, since most of his justifications are just, well, you could imagine a caveman doing it, so it must be programmed into us, programmed into us biologically.
Yeah.
And I think the reason he turned to religion is because he's afraid to question his own views, because like he doesn't want to revert to Jeffrey again.
Yeah.
So I think he's using religion as a justification for not having a clear explanation for what he believes.
Yeah.
Who don't even value them. And what I'm saying here, what I have said for a while, even though it sounds really misogynist, is that actually a woman should respect herself so highly that she only splits her soul with the best man. This is like real female empowerment. This is the kind of empowerment that betters women and men. And so for you, that's a quick little tidbit for any woman watching this. But for you, the young man right now who's horny as hell, who also, feels kind of lonely and everything.
See, yeah, you the young man. I know you're horny as hell right now.
Yeah, watching this video, you naughty guy.
Yeah,
So again, yeah. So what he's saying, if you think about it, if what he's saying is true about the splitting soul, then I would 100% agree, right? If you were gonna split your soul, then you better do it with like a good enough guy, right? You better do it with a good enough girl. You better do it with a good enough guy.
yeah.
But
I mean,
that's not what
yeah.
happens. So you don't split your soul. Like if that was a thing, then yeah, sure. But that
I mean,
doesn't happen.
yeah, yeah. That is not what happens. You do not. Yeah. It's just he's saying nothing, so
Yeah.
there's nothing we can really say.
There's levels to this, and I think the next level past the PUA red pill stuff of like just getting loads of girls and everything, the next level is realizing that you being a degenerate, and degenerate is essentially you having sex outside of marriage and outside of for family, is still hugely consequential for you. Hugely. A lot of guys have clicked away already, and you're hooked onto my words. Chances are, bro, as much as you're hooked onto my words and you can feel something's right, especially when I mentioned like women sleeping around, it is something that disgusts me, and you like probably thought like, yeah, actually me too. I'm not allowed to say it out loud, but yeah, me too. Like I don't want my future wife to have ever experienced sexually another man before. You can relate to this. This feels very important, and guess what's gonna happen?
My mom doesn't let me say it out loud.
Haha, yeah.
Within an hour after watching this video, you're slowly gonna slip back into normal ways, because to go onto this like new kind of journey and pathway that I'm kind of getting at here, is gonna require the sacrifice of immense pleasure. And when I say the word pleasure, it makes it like obvious. It's like, yeah, we know pleasure's often bad, especially when it comes to something as intimate as like literally sharing your soul. And I'm not even trying to get like spiritual, but like genuinely, bro, genuinely, you should let me show you this. Right, this piece of tape. This is exactly how sex works.
This is exactly how it
Alright,
works.
This is a piece of tape.
Okay. So this is his scientific explanation for what happens.
This is exactly how sex works. This is a piece of tape, and it's nice and sticky, isn't it? And this is the first time that you have sex with someone. That tape is on really tightly right now. It's on nice, isn't it? This is the first time you have sex with someone. It is a true bond. You have stuck together. And then you split up because you had sex with this person, and especially she had sex with you.
Especially.
Especially.
You had sex with her, but she especially had sex with you.
Why especially?
I don't know.
Outside of marriage, outside of that commitment, outside of that serious commitment, because we're just having fun, we're just young people, go fuck around, everyone. Modern day puppet master, matrix, whatever you want to call it, that is the message that we young people you've been sold sex since you were like literally 4 years old, right? You know this.
Oh.
This couple that fell in love.
Not at 4.
Yeah, not at 4.
Maybe like 9 or 10.
That bonded, that had sex, but then didn't really do it in the eyes of God, didn't do it through marriage. And those reasons are important, by the way, because essentially it holds people together. If you let's say you lose your virginity, you and the girl, in front of God, you guys get married first. Whatever religion you want to be, absolutely fine, but just you get married first with all of your family members.
Whatever religion you want to be, it can be any religion.
Yeah.
Just not atheism.
Yeah.
Which
not that.
Yeah.
Never that.
Yeah.
Both
anything.
Good family members, your families are both intact, your parents are not divorced. Like this modern day, especially Western, but just in general, degeneracy is not part of you or her or your extended family, which means that literally...
That's so weird. I just realized what he's saying. Like, how is it possible that any religion is fine, but not atheism?
Right.
Because they're all different. They're all in their own like different ideas of what happens. But why is the one thing that would be excluded would be following what we observe?
Yeah, that made me very suspicious as well.
Yeah.
I think, my best guess would just be he needs to legitimize faith.
Yeah.
To cover up his flaws in his thinking.
Mm-hmm.
All of your family members know that you have married her. All of her family members know that you've married, and that now you guys are essentially going to start having children. That means that if you guys wanted to split up, there's such a insane level of friction compared to you not going through marriage and literally just dating and casually having sex. And that's what most people do. That's what seems cool. That's what I've done. And this is what it's like. And then you split up, and you're single again.
Yo, what's up, guys? Literally working on my laptop.
Oh, no way.
Europe, first class.
Whoa,
Age of 23.
this
And
guy
what's
is so
crazy
cool.
is only 4.
You can't really see it on my hand, but there are some what's the word? Chemicals or atoms or something left there. This piece of tape.
Yeah, there's some atoms.
It's not the same as it was 5 minutes ago. It's not as sticky, is it? Oh, but this other person, they look really nice. Oh yeah, we should have sex. Yeah. And sweet. Look, see, Hamza was wrong. See, you can have sex with people. It's no problem. But is this time right now, this second time, is this tape as sticky as it was the first time? You know this. Imagine a piece of tape.
Okay. What is he using stickiness as a metaphor for?
I don't know how good you are, how tight you are. I don't know. I have no idea. I literally don't know.
Yeah.
It's the atoms that got left on his hand was the other half of the soul.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
it's the souls.
It's the soul split. That's literally how it works.
It is. Is
this tape as sticky as it was the first time? You know this. Imagine a piece of tape. Does it stay the exact same level of stickiness if you just kept on putting it on and putting it off? No. In fact, it actually came off a little bit easier, but it was still on there a little bit, still quite well. But you've...
Yeah, the reason that happens is because of how physics works. It's not the same way that sex works. You're apples and oranges. You're comparing two things and saying this is how it is.
This metaphor is just very confusing.
Yeah.
You didn't really explain anything.
It's like he's comparing two completely unrelated things and saying that they're basically the same.
Yeah.
You've had sex with two people, you split your soul with two people. Especially for women, this is very important. And this is, again, this is the real female empowerment. Someone should actually start like saying this out loud without fear of being called like any weird names. It's like this is like empowerment for
Any
both
weird
men and women
names.
to value yourself so highly, to think like, yeah, I am worth more than just this, just like, you know, another peel of the tape. Okay, the third person, you know, at a party this time. So this one's just very quick. Okay. Not much friction from that. Oh, yeah, rebound, because that person wasn't nice. Okay, 4. Oh, you know, 5. Oh, you girl, you should get Tinder. Oh, 6. Oh, 7. Oh, 8. Oh, how about a night out? Let's go for drinks, guys. Oh, you know, it just happened. Oh, Tinder Premium. Oh, you should try Bumble. Hinge is better, actually.
What is going on? What is going on?
Yeah, he is just. This is going on for too long.
How about that guy in the gym? That personal trainer? How
Is he like waiting for the stickiness to be completely gone? Because that's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
about this? Oh.
Okay, there we go.
Huh.
He can finally stop.
Yeah, finally.
Oh.
He didn't even put it on all the way.
How about that guy in the gym?
Yeah.
That personal trainer? How about this? Oh.
Yeah, see, so he's like he ran it all. Every single time he ran it all the way down, and then he was like, "Okay, this is going on for way too long," so he just put the top part on for the last bit.
Better, actually. How about that guy in the gym? That personal trainer? How about this? Oh.
Oh
Oh man.
Huh.
Damn it.
man.
Why don't I feel the same level of connection? Why are all my relationships quite short these days? Why can't I be like that couple over there who I saw, like, you know, the high school sweetheart, and they got married at age 19? That's really weird, guys. Like, why can't I be like them? They're just stuck on. But me, like, every relationship that I get on, it feels like I've got one foot stepping away. 13. It's like it's on a weird fucking side now. 14. 15.
Yeah, because you put it on
6.
that way.
Yeah.
Look at it now. It's on.
It's amazing. It's amazing how science works, right?
Yeah.
13. It's like it's on a weird fucking side now.
How to do that? What happened?
Yeah. What happened?
14.
What happened?
15.
Oh my god. Okay, but like it's just amazing. Like what if you compared this to just like I could say, you know, the first time you walk to the park, it's amazing. Second time you walk to the park, there's so much less stickiness. This is exactly how walking to the park works. Look at this. Look at the tape on my hand. This is how it works. I'm on the 50th time going to the park. I don't feel nearly the same joy. It's like the tape is barely on. Like he's comparing two things that just they don't. What?
Well, every time you go to the park, you split your soul with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
16. 17. Oh, you know, this was fuck. Let me show you something, bro. On 17, actually, there was a really fun party, and you'll never guess what I did. I got with two people
What?
at once. That was so fun, guys. Oh my god.
Okay.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Okay, this bit is going on for way too long. Like I would love for him to say what his point is.
Yeah.
And this was the first time that it really didn't even stick.
Because he disconnected the tapes and then applied the side that wasn't sticky.
Yeah.
Like he
What?
connected. Okay, what he did was he tore the tape in half and then put them two on his hand. He came up with a reason. He was like, "Oh yeah, it was two guys. It was a threesome." And then what he did was he took one of them off, flipped it over, attached them again, and then that's why it didn't stick, because the non-sticky side was touching the hand.
Yeah.
18,
You can see what he
19,
did, look,
20,
watch.
21, 22, 23.
Watch, look, yeah, and then he flipped it.
And this
Yeah.
was the first time that it really didn't even stick.
Can you believe it?
Man,
It's
it
impossible.
didn't even.
See?
Yeah. It's like this is making him so emotional.
Enough said.
They'll stay
Yeah.
like that. Because for them to peel back this,
Yeah. What if you keep having sex with the same person? Does that not take the tape off and put it back on?
Oh yeah.
What if? Oh yeah. So I guess a better metaphor for what I was saying would be going to different parks, or like traveling the world, going to different cities.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the worse you feel about your life.
Yeah. The more you do it, the more times you split your soul with the city you go to,
Yeah.
and that makes it less sticky.
Yeah.
And you don't, for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah, the first time I'm just at home. Then I go to Paris. I see the Eiffel Tower. Oh, what now? That now I go to New York and I see the Statue of Liberty. Wow. I go to the pyramids and then millions of of landmarks later. I'm on Easter Island. I'm seeing those stone heads and what am I left with? Nothing.
And then I look at the piece of tape that just stayed.
Yeah,
in my-
the one that just stayed at home.
Yeah.
Well, I envy. It's it. God, we're like barely into the video.
this
Yeah.
this
We
is
should
gonna
stop
stay
pausing.
like this. And guess what's gonna happen? You know, when this couple, we can imagine some like religious couple who have got based parents who told them like, no, sex is actually really precious. Don't let this modern degeneracy convince you otherwise. What's gonna happen when naturally this couple start having a little bit of problems, as is natural, male female dynamics, polarity, and stress, and they're living together, and they have like a little bit of stress. They have like a big argument, and it's peeling off there.
What? Wait, I thought this was sex, not relationships.
Yeah. What?
Maybe they're arguing while having sex. Or maybe the
I'm
argument
not
makes
sure
the
what
sex
he-
worse.
What he's trying to say now.
I
A
don't know.
little bit of stress. They have like a big argument, and it's peeling off there.
Like he started this saying this is literally
No,
how
I-
sex works.
No.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Who are they gonna go
Um,
to? Their family. They'll go to their family, they'll go to their religion, they'll ask God, and all of the above will tell them, no, see, like this is the way, like you don't split up for any kind of problem. This is what you do, and so all of their family, and even the mighty hand of God comes down and presses it back on and
Oh.
says, no, this is the way. Of
The
course
hand
you're gonna
of
have
God
some problems.
comes down and presses the tape back.
Yeah. If ever you're in doubt, ask God to put your tape back on.
Yeah.
And they stay stuck like this, and they get to have children. Lots of children who see their parents.
The way that he says stuck makes me think of a failing marriage.
Yeah. Like. Yeah.
Like again, this is what I was saying. Like if this were to happen, likely, probably the two people wouldn't be very happy with each other. Sort of forcing themselves to be together because God wants them to.
Right. He did say that if the couple had any kind of problem, then
Then their
the hand of
families,
God
yeah, their
and their-
families and God would
Yeah.
say, no. Well, it's fine because you already had sex, so tough. If you, too bad.
Yeah.
Probably should have, done something.
Too late now.
Yeah. I mean, if this is the way that it works, right, as he's saying, then wouldn't it always work like that? So if I went off and I had sex with some like really degenerate woman and then I married her, then I would just automatically have a happy marriage because God would, put my tape back on.
I guess so.
Like obviously,
Well-
like things
Yeah,
matter.
He's saying you need to, marry.
Marry a
marry the
woman who you can look at and immediately know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Parents together for all their lives, who see them actually still polarized, who sees their mother as feminine and their father as masculine, as things should be. Is this not like the ultimate height that we should reach for, more than just this? Like this felt fucking awesome, bro.
I'm imagining. I'm imagining saying.
Really enjoyed putting that piece of tape back on.
Yeah, I imagined him. He's literally talking about the demonstration. He was like, "Bro, taking this tape off and putting it back, taking this tape off and putting it back on felt fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It felt amazing to demonstrate that." That's why he went on for so long. Because it felt so good, so cool.
chasing
Yeah,
this
that's
this
fun. Yeah.
degeneracy and getting really good at sleeping with loads of girls. It feels like productive. It's what I spent years of my life like learning to master, and then I started making like literally tens of thousands of dollars to, like teaching this shit. So it's like, wow, that's amazing, bro. I can't believe like just fucking bitches got me like this life. And guess what? This is you. This is you now.
I
That's
see.
not
And then
me.
you really meet like such
He's dumb. I'm not tape.
Yeah.
an actually like wife quality woman. And this is what you've got left to trade for her full role on
Uh,
What is he even talking
hopefully
about?
you're able
For
to
the full role.
make what you've got left still extremely valuable, which I've got hope that I can. But just understand that there are consequences to your actions that not a lot of people speak of. And one thing that I will say to you, even though, it seems really crazy, but I think such an easy way to bring you onto my side. It might be too late. Like, pretty much everyone's who essentially thought this, being crazy is probably clicked off and probably you're on my side. But just in cases, there's anyone who's watching this thinking, wait, he's crazy, sex isn't bad or anything, just put it this way. We know that the normal average world around us is bad for us, right? We know this. And we also do know, like, you don't have to be a huge Andrew Tate fan or anything, but there is some kind of, like, matrix, some hidden message that's going on to essentially make people weaker, to make them more depressed. Like, we know this. If you've, like, started to go down that route of, like, thinking about how messed up the modern world is on purpose, how there's estrogenics in all the plastics that we use, how men are literally, like low testosterone inferts, okay, the modern world's not really good for us, right? Does the modern world, or does it not, promote degeneracy? What is sold to you? Is it
Yeah.
this? Is it this lifestyle of
Yeah, he's right about that. I mean, yeah, sex sells, so I suppose that it's promoting degeneracy.
Yeah, and then he's also supporting Andrew Tate having a webcam site.
Yeah,
the
that
basis
is pretty
of that-
weird. That's actually extremely weird now that I think about it.
Yeah.
He supports Andrew Tate having a webcam site, but he's also mad at the modern world for doing that, but he supports Andrew Tate.
Yeah, you could like edit in that clip
Yeah.
or something.
long-term decisions, delayed gratification, waiting till marriage to have sex? Is it faith? Is it God? Is it family, community, church, mosque?
Everything that you have been told
Bruh.
has been a lie. You see, history
Everything?
is written by the
Even this
witness
video?
of
Oh, really?
Well, the truth
Wow.
lies
Marriage? Children? Is this what's promoted to you from, every movie? Every day when you listen to a music video, is some rapper there getting married? Or this is what they're trying to sell you. This is what they're selling you, and we've bought it. Sex sells, and we love to consume. We love to buy. We're on a buying spree. We are materialistic for sex. And this is what they sell you. All these dumbass, disgusting rappers talking about, oh, I've got bitches and everything. All the movies, the lifestyle, the TikToks, just society in general just keeps going down this degenerate phase. This is what you're left with. This is what you're going to give your future wife or husband. Is this a fair trade? This little thing? Because, like right now, you're just seeing this and you're thinking like you've got some humility and you're thinking, yeah, actually this does kind of somewhat represent it, or, you're just getting some ideas right now. But how do you feel when I tell you that when this is you, the person who's on your level is probably going to be somewhat similar? There's a level of beauty in that they've experienced similar things to you. But then the dark side comes when we know with pure data that these people have happier lives, that these people stay together much, much longer, pretty much infinitely longer. That these people, especially when they met,
What? Infinitely longer.
Infinitely longer.
But they die eventually, so... Oh, because they go to heaven. Yeah, whatever.
in a religious setting, in a church or a mosque, have the percentage divorce rate of about 4%. These people get divorced 4% of the time. These people at least 40, more like 50 these days. And of course, there's problems through all of it as well. The more you, especially your wife, is like this, the more likely she is to cheat on you. Every, peel back that I just did, let me show you right now for your wife's journey. Just because it's easy for us to say, so I don't know, just this is interesting, right? So this is your wife, and she was pure. Every time that she stuck herself and onto another guy, metaphorically, and she had sex with them, every time, 1, 2,
He's doing it again
3,
Is
4.
because it feels fucking amazing.
Every single time increases her chance of cheating on you by about 10% in marriage.
What?
This is her
By 10%? Where is he getting that number from?
I'm not. I don't know.
It increases her chance of cheating on you by 10%. So if she has sex 10 times, then there's just a 100% chance that she's gonna cheat on me.
I guess so.
What if it does it? What if she does it more than that?
I guess she does it 11 times. There's a 110% chance that she'll
Ah,
cheat on.
yeah.
Oh, maybe like she's guaranteed to cheat on you once, but then there's a 10%.
Oh, yeah. So then every 100 after that is another time that she's gonna cheat on you.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, it makes sense.
2.
Yeah,
Hamza's really a mathematician.
he really is.
3.
Man, it's really amazing. I love that he went through all this hard work of calculating the exact percentage that her chance of cheating on you increases every time she has sex. I
Yeah,
mean, can you imagine the work that must have gone into finding that number?
yeah, I know.
He's such a smart guy.
We put a lot of thought into this video.
4. Every single time increases her chance of cheating on you by about 10% in marriage. Every single time increases her chance of divorcing you by around 5 to 7%.
He's acting like that means like anything.
When she
Yeah,
Like the way he's saying it would make you think that he's actually calculated the the correct percentage.
yeah,
Like 5 to 7%. Sometimes 8.
has had a
yeah. I
clean
mean,
slate.
if you're lucky, 4.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
The data that I've seen is just on women, by the way. I wonder what it's like for men, and I actually think it might not be as bad as women, but I certainly do think men who are like this also are worse in relationships. It's so easy for us to just say, oh, the rules are different for, the red pill shit, but it's so easy to say that. That's the route to it being a degenerate. And that's also, bro, we need to discuss this, bro, because that's also a route to, like, causing more degeneracy. Like, you can't just think, oh, yeah, women are the problem. Women should stop sleeping around but be a male slut at the same time. That's what I've been for a long time. It's not about fairness, bro. I don't give a fuck about fairness, but I care about what is right. I care about, I like to think deeply. I like to, see the consequences of my actions. That's why I've become successful. You want to know, one of my secret tips? Literally, obsessively and autistically see the consequences of your actions deeply. I weighed up buying a car 2
See the consequences of your actions.
Yeah, apparently.
years ago for
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
literally, 20-something pages of a journal. And literally my final decision was, no, I will not get my driving license and I will not get a car, because I know for a fact what that means is that it will increase my freedom to go to a broader radius around my town, and I will end up sleeping with more girls, which will take
What? What? Can you just like not do that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he defended Andrew Tate. Again, he's contradicting himself.
Oh my gosh.
Is it his fault, or is it the car industry's fault?
Yeah.
freedom to go to a broader radius around my town, and I will end up sleeping with more girls, which will take more time away from my business. That's you've got to see the consequences of your actions 4-5 steps in advance if you want to become successful and you want to become rich. That's a really good tip.
Well, yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's technically what he's saying is true. See in advance, life is like chess and everything like that. But you have to also take into account that you can actually control what you do.
Yes, it is possible.
Yeah, believe it or not. So if I have a car and I have my license and some hot MILF in my area says hey, come over here, I can say no, or I can say yes and then still not go. I have a number of options.
I like how you said specifically a MILF.
Yeah. Well. Anyway.
See.
Not like that. Not like that means anything. It was just something random. I came out of my head.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
it, bro.
Not like that's something that actually happened and I said yes and it was a great time.
I see. Yeah, you
And
not
so when
like
it comes
split
to
your
being a degenerate as a man, when it comes to you as a guy sleeping around, and you know all these like little YouTubers are gonna react to this like, oh yeah, right, dude, just enjoy it. It's just sex, bro. Like, oh, you know they're gonna.
Okay, he's mimicking us, but that's not what I'm saying. I want to make it clear that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that degeneracy or having a bunch of sex is good. I'm just saying you need to find a balance between what he's saying and that, right? You want to have experience in relationships. I don't care about sex. I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about relationships. Have experience in relationships so that whenever you meet the person who you want to marry, you can be happy with them and you can last a long time.
Yeah,
You don't need God or anything. You just need to be good at being in a relationship.
yeah, and he's sort of been equating having casual relationships to having just like hooking up with
Yeah,
random
purely for
people
pleasure.
constantly.
Like that's not the same. Like I can date someone
Yeah.
who I kind of like and who I can check a lot of things off my list, for. Well, what I do is I date people who act the way that I would want my daughter to act, right?
Oh, what is that?
Because right, because if this is gonna end up being someone who I might want to have my daughter, then I want her to be able to teach my daughter how to be cool like her
True.
and dignified and everything like that. But that doesn't mean that's not the same as saying that I like am going into every relationship thinking that we're going to get married or she's going to have my kids or anything like that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that that's the sort of standard that I set for myself.
Right.
Do this. They're probably at like lower levels than us. They don't understand this shit. But when you do something like that, the first
Wait, what do you say?
oh yeah, right, dude, just enjoy it. It's just sex, bro. Like, oh, you know they're gonna do this. They're probably at like lower levels than us. They don't
Yeah, those YouTubers who reacted to this video, they're at a lower level than us.
Yeah.
understand
Silent
this
Ray,
shit.
they don't know shit.
Yeah.
But when you do something like that, the first consequence is that it feels good for you. That's awesome. Probably feels pretty good for the girl too. But if you start seeing multiple
Yeah, probably.
layers of the consequence, you eventually realize that this rampant degeneracy around us. It's you.
What?
It's you, that girl that you've just been with, who's all fucked up now. Well, you were one of her sticks, and that compounded into her getting the next one as well. And let's forget that. Let's just wipe the slate clean for a second, and let's just think right now. We are young, ambitious men. What is perhaps the best route for us to go forward? I will not take any credit for this. This is from a YouTuber named Self-Developed, and his real name is David Hammond.
This is from a YouTuber named Manhood. Dude, I would cry.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that would make me be so sad.
Oh my god.
Any credit for this? This is from a YouTuber named Self-Developed, and his real name is David Hammond. He was actually a coach, like a mentor of mine for a little while before I went down a different path.
Boys, if you're single and you want to get in shape but you don't want to cook,
Oh, wow.
this is the key.
Bro,
Now, one of the most important
You want to get in
factors
shape, but
when
you
it
don't
comes
want to
getting-
cook? What?
What?
You want to get in shape, but you don't have to do any cooking. Those are different things. I don't know what that ad was about.
For a little while before I went down a different path.
Want to get in shape,
And
but you
perhaps
don't
what the
want to
root
learn
is,
linear algebra.
we clarify what we want from our future wife, our family. The most important thing, right? You'd probably agree, right? Purpose and mission is like the thing that we spend most time on, that we think about. But if like one had to die off, you'd let your purpose die before you let your child or your wife die. Does that make sense? Like, family isn't,
I guess.
in a weird way, the priority day to day with our hours, because our work usually is. But on your deathbed, you're gonna wish that you were around your family and not your business colleagues. You're gonna wish that you like literally. It's one of the most common wishes of people who are literally about to die, is that they wish that they just spent more time with their family. And literally all happiness studies, all fulfillment studies, all say that the greatest joy of happiness is actually literally just family, social connection. You probably agree with this, right? Maybe right now you're thinking, no, my family, aren't really nice or something. I'm not talking about like your
What was that? Someone came in to check on him?
right now.
Was it his mom or something? Like,
greatest joy of happiness is actually literally just family. It's social connection. You probably agree with this, right? Maybe right now you're thinking, no, my family, aren't really nice or something. I'm not talking.
My family.
Like,
Oh, he pointed back, so I think it was probably his mom or something. I don't know.
did he like cue her to come in the room at that time
Well,
or
no, but
something?
I feel like if he did, he would have made it more obvious that that's who that is. She just like slightly cracked the door open and then closed it. That's almost creepy.
Yeah.
Talking about like your family, your dad or your sister or something. I'm talking literally, okay, your wife and your children. Your wife and your children are going to be the most important people in your entire life once you get past like age 18 and you're somewhat like old enough to be your own person compared to your parents.
Yeah, once you're 80, you can finally be your own person.
Yeah. That's when you can,
That's when you're really an adult.
right, that's when
And
your
so
brain actually stops developing.
Yeah.
we should place anything that affects our future wife and children very highly, and we should think, okay, that's very significant. What could affect them? Now, of course, our self-improvement. The more we improve, the better our future children's lives are going to be. Literally, as much as like your diet, like the things that you eat. The moment, like when you impregnate your wife, whatever you've ate in the last few weeks significantly impacts your future son's or daughter's life. Like people don't, like, I don't even know what to tell you. Like I don't know what it is, like crucifer vegetables and steak or something that we should be eating. But like there's levels to this shit, right? There's a lot to think about, right? And so if right now your ears have just picked up and you're thinking, wait, there's a diet like I should probably be eating when I go to like get my wife pregnant in the future. I don't even have a wife. If you're literally getting almost excited at the thought of learning that, you should think, okay, I probably do value my future wife and children quite highly. And so one of the most important things that you could do is start that relationship in the right way and with the right person. Because right now your future wife is just some vague person, this blacked out like choose your character not unlocked yet type of like thing that we've not selected just yet.
Yeah.
The person that you pick to be your future wife is going to be the most important decision that you make, more than any business decision, more than what college you go to, what career you choose. Literally, the woman that you decide.
You don't know who your future wife is.
Yeah. He seems to has a very specific like thing that he's seeing.
Yeah.
To make into your wife is the single most important decision
in a video game.
Yeah.
You'll ever make. Shall we not spend a few minutes trying to break this down? And I certainly don't have all the answers. I'm certainly not some professional. I'm certainly not experienced. I don't have a wife. I don't even have a girlfriend anymore. I'm literally single, right? But I can just give you my mindset as of today on like the 9th of, what day is it? 9th of March or 8th of March. A friend
Yeah, Marm. Okay.
of mine in Dubai, his name's Ahmed. I did a podcast with him. You may have saw this. He told me that statistic, that people in religious settings, especially who get arranged marriages, have a 10 times less divorce rate than people who get married.
Probably because they were arranged.
Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume that might be why.
Yeah.
He's kind of just saying the same stuff.
Yeah, and it would be like a betrayal to their religion if they got divorced.
Yeah.
In a religion that has arranged marriages.
Yeah, like
So,
it kind of it makes complete sense why they wouldn't.
Yeah, like Hamza has explained why they wouldn't, because you have the fear of
Not getting into heaven.
Well, I was gonna say, what he demonstrated with the tape and how
The Tape. I want to make a horror movie called The Tape, and it's about this. It's about degeneracy.
Right.
It feels fucking amazing. Putting the tape on his hand and taking it off.
Yeah.
For essentially in other ways.
Is he? Does he? I feel like he's like I'm halfway through the video. He's just been kind of repeating the same points.
I don't know. Maybe we could skip ahead.
Let's skip ahead.
Different.
Who get married and then realize that your actions today line up with that.
Yeah, he
that you can't just start to literally a 1 in 100,000 or a 1 in a million or a 1 in 7 billion. Is that not the point?
Wait, what?
Unrealistic. This is just like very unlikely.
Okay, he might be talking about probability.
Easy and unrealistic. This is like every gonna have the thing of like, yeah, she's like, she's the only one I can ever love or anything, because of course it's still valuable to think to yourself like, yeah, I'm still like quite high value, I can still attract women and everything. But since this is the most important decision, why would you settle with this? There's a lot of people online on the other end of this, of like the people who could comment underneath this and everything, and I've got like some good intellectual friends who say this, and they're like, oh no, but this is like unrealistic and stuff, you've got to lower your standards. But for me, I think like, but why would you? With something as serious as your long-term relationship, like, the thing is, this list, I'm not going to read you all of it, but it seems crazy and unrealistic. This is like every guy's perfect woman, right? But obviously with like my sort of individual tastes and everything, right?
Okay.
And so every guy wants her, of course, right? But I'm not trying to just get her right now. For your, like, dream family, your dream woman, why wouldn't you just wait 5 years, 10 years? Like, I enjoy building myself anyway.
Because that kind of person is very unlikely to meet. So if by chance you do end up meeting them, you would want to not only start dating them, but you would want to also have experience dating.
Yeah.
And so the person that he's wrote down, I don't really know what he wrote down, but whatever it was, if it's like what he's describing with his very, very high standards, he's never gonna meet someone like that. He's never gonna come anywhere near anyone like that.
Yeah.
Just because of how things work, like how math works. Like that person, yeah, it's almost guaranteed that there's someone like that out there, probably multiple people, but he's never gonna come anywhere near them just because of how things work. Like the Earth is massive.
It really is.
The Earth is huge, and unless he actually does have the power to, like, he could sit next to her like on the bus. Actually, if he was like on the bus, he'd probably talk to her, but he could like drive past her on the road. Maybe he would chase after her when he saw her, but because he would see her and be like, "Oh my God, this might," because he can tell with his eyes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hamza actually has like Shinigami eyes, but instead of seeing their name and lifespan above their head, he sees everything about them. He sees
Yeah.
there's either a red X or a check, and if it's a check, then that means that they're his dream girl.
Yeah, that's how he works.
Yeah.
And of course, no woman's
That's what
perfect.
happens when you convert to Islam.
Yeah. That's what happens. It's just a perk.
I'm not expecting it to. I expect it to have like flaws. I expect it to make mistakes and stuff, of course, right? So this isn't like unrealistic.
Okay.
This is just like very unlikely. But is that not the standard that you should set for your future wife?
Very unlikely. Yeah, I guess. But not impossible. Like unlikely, but not impossible.
It's very unlikely to meet a woman like that. That she is literally, quite literally, a 1 in 100,000, or a 1 in a million, or a 1 in 7 billion. Is that not the point?
What? Okay. See, now that's a little too unlikely, for my taste. 1 in 7 billion. How many people do you think you're gonna talk to in your life?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, isn't the Earth's population around 7 billion?
Yeah. So so he's talking about the most compatible person, his dream girl, his actual like perfect marriage. That's what he's waiting for. How many
Yeah.
how many people will you come within a 5-mile radius of? It's nowhere near 7 billion. I'll tell you that. Not even close.
Yeah. That's true.
And then how many of those people is he even gonna talk to? How many of those people is he even gonna be in the same room as? Like that's the problem with that kind of worldview. Like waiting for the best possible scenario, like that's just it's impossible. It's not gonna like it's not like mathematically impossible, but it's like realistic. It's realistically impossible. Like technically, yeah, sure there is a chance, but not a chance that's like worth anything. It's just not
Yeah.
worth it.
Points.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
why
I
not
mean, at
set-
this point, we're just repeating ourselves because,
Yeah. We're repeating ourselves because he is too.
yeah,
That's sort of the issue.
that standard so high and think to yourself right now, this is your page of motivation. all those goals that you've set right now, okay? This is your page of
Yeah, because I made these points earlier, and then I think he's just now getting to. I made the points before he brought up his points.
Yeah.
I'm sort of ahead of the game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure
motivation, and I'm not saying to do this for
pretty sure he's repeating stuff.
Universal Technical Institute is here to help
Oh,
make your dream
God.
of working on cars a reality.
It's not, because that will that will be to the detriment of your future family. Because it will distract you. It will take. But it's powerful, because if you, in my perception right now, if you wait till marriage, even though you found the woman that you want to, who's your wife and everything, you found like a really good woman, and you're just horny and stuff, and she is as well, but you wait.
Oh, he's saying to wait till have sex till marriage?
It means it's just, I can't even explain it, but I can tell that's the right way.
What?
Okay, so yeah, he explicitly said,
Wow. That's amazing. I did not expect him to actually admit the thing that we were saying.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know why. But he just
he doesn't know what he's saying. He just knows.
But it's powerful, because if you, in my perception right now, if you wait till marriage, even though you found the woman that you want to, who's your wife and everything, you found like a really good woman, and you're just horny and stuff, and she is as well, but you wait. It means it's just, I can't even explain it, but I can tell that's the right way.
Wow. That's something.
It's very alarming.
If you can't explain your views, how do you believe something that you can't explain why? I mean, I know how. It's because religion says that this is the right way. Whatever religion he is, I think it's Islamic.
Definitely.
But wow, that's amazing. That is shocking, and that's also pretty wild and pretty scary.
Yeah, this is when his audience should have turned away from him.
Yep. As soon as he can't explain or justify his views realistically, or at this point even at all, that's kind of the moment where you really need to take a good look at what's happening. And I would have hoped that more people would have done it sooner. I really hope that people are doing it now, and it looks like they aren't. This person is a funny person. But that's
what did
they they were joking about how he said it was going to be a short video.
Oh yeah.
But man, I can't I would never be able to follow someone who can't explain their own views, and that's why I don't really follow Hamza's what he's doing anymore.
Yep.
This is not coming from some guy who's speculating or anything. This is coming from some guy who's literally experienced what the modern degenerate world has to offer. And I'm on the other side telling you now, it's not that good. And it scares me saying this, because I'm going to be held accountable to this. If I start being a degenerate a month from now, it's it's going to get put into the light. Oh yeah, Hamza made this video now. Look at this, Hamza. Zooming in on the girl's face or something if I get caught in public with a girl or something.
What?
It's
he It was very specific. Anyway.
Okay, what did he even say? He gets caught in public with a girl and someone takes a picture and zooms in on her face?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a sacrifice that you have to make, but it's a sacrifice that you're making 2.5, 3 years ago, and now everything we do on this pathway is unrealistic, right? The hooks of the internet, the nerds of Silicon Valley try to grip us in their addiction of porn and video games and social media.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I mean, well, no, that's true, but it's not true that it's unrealistic what we're doing. The thing is, one of them is completely down to chance. It's pure chance. Literally, there's nothing involved except for chance. Unless you want to take into account oh, maybe if I go to this place, this is where someone who I would want to date would go. If I'm really into writing, so maybe I go to a writing place. And a writing place, and then I meet someone there. But it's primarily down to chance. Whereas just not using social media and not giving into those things, that's completely under your control. 100%. Like if I want to improve my life, I stop watching porn, I stop like playing video games, all the stuff that he's like saying. That is like completely under your control to do.
Yeah.
Like you can just do it. It's not unlikely. It's as likely as you want to make it. I mean, likely
Yeah.
isn't even a word that applies there because it's all you. It's all you. It's your decisions.
Yep.
Media, and we got out. That should have been impossible. That should have been unrealistic. Everything we do is unrealistic, so don't let people define like this goal like this, like, the woman that you want as like, oh, I doubt you'd get her, bro. That's just, you should be more realistic, bro. Like, there's nothing wrong with a girl who's had a threesome. There's nothing wrong with a girl who split her soul with a random guy that she met from Tinder, bro.
Is that what people are saying? Are they literally saying there's nothing wrong with a woman who split her soul with other men?
Yeah, I don't think that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Usually, people they would say like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with a woman who has a a promiscuous past."
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, I.
The reason why people say this stuff, like, I'm saying now, but like, the reason why I think men defend women who have been promiscuous is because those men, those, casually sexual guys and everything, they're not looking to actually have anything serious with those women anyway. That's how, like, little they view them, even though these men are seen as, like, more progressive.
Yeah, I think that is why I think.
Your
that
respect
is true.
for a woman's value
Yeah.
Yeah.
seems to go up infinitely higher when you actually want to consider her for something like marriage, not just a hookup. And
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, then you start to think, okay, of how valuable, like, she is and how, like, her stickiness is.
Yeah, we still don't know what stickiness
For a split second, I was really confused at what he meant by stickiness, and I started thinking like, I just my mind went to a weird place. But then I remembered the tape.
Yeah.
The infamous tape.
Yep.
The modern world wants to take this away from us, and they have done a very good job. They've convinced us that this constant repetition of just pulling back, like, this one's still on my hand, bro. This one's
Can you believe it? It's still there.
It's insane.
That's
Oh my God.
that's magical. If anything,
I mean,
it's been almost half an hour, and that tape is still there.
yeah, that's crazy.
I've never seen a piece of tape last more than like 20 seconds.
Yeah. Usually tape doesn't,
It doesn't stick at all usually.
Yeah. This is just insane.
Yeah.
still sticky. Where's the other piece gone? Yeah, this piece here and this piece all dried up, all mucky. There's like a tiny little bit of stick left on this one. Oh, congrats. This is like when the couple, like, some 30-year-old girl who's been really sexually active and she finally gets married and the guy feels like so happy to marry her. This is what he's got. This is the result of the sexual revolution. This is what we wanted, and we've been sold a lie to think that family, religion, faith, marriage, children are the wrong things.
Really?
I don't feel
Children?
ready for
Wait, what? I don't think anyone's saying that like having kids is bad. I feel like that would be a kind of a weird thing to say because of how, people work.
I don't think most people are saying that family or religion is bad either.
Yeah.
I think people are just promoting promiscuity.
Yeah. Though, if you want my take on it, I think supporting anything religiously is generally bad.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be a religion. Just supporting anything, like supporting Hamza religiously, that's bad.
Yes.
Supporting even atheism, religiously, that's bad too. You gotta have an open mind.
Yeah.
children, but I'm beginning to maybe think that that's maybe, again, it's like modern day propaganda. Our parents and grandparents and great, like every man in our bloodline had children aged 18 to 20. Every man. And here we are, like 28 years old, like, I've been dating her for 5 years and I'm still not sure. Certainly don't rush into it. I'm not saying to rush in. Certainly don't make mistakes and stuff. You've got to have your own vetting process. Maybe that can be a different video I can make and everything. But yeah, man. Sacrifices need to be made for your long term.
Why is it a sacrifice if it's ultimately beneficial to you?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard for me to even say I'm like upset because I just know this is right.
I think because sacrifice is generally seen as like a good thing in our society, and so he's saying that as a way to make people think that he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, I think
that
he's
is right.
trying to appeal to. I mean, I don't know if I would guess he's trying to either virtue signal or just appeal to Islam, which I don't know if Islam promotes altruism, but I would.
I imagine it probably does. I feel like a lot of religions do.
It does. Yeah.
I dated her for 9 months. It was the best relationship that I've had so far.
Wow.
Easily. I've learned a lot. She learned a lot. We developed a lot. We went all around the world.
Yeah. What? So you learned a lot. So how is that a waste of time?
Yeah.
And I'm extremely grateful for that.
But also, I'm never going to do it again.
Yeah.
But you must make sacrifices for the long-term vision of your life.
You learned a lot. How is that not thinking long term?
Yeah. I wonder if at some level he knows that this isn't good, and that's why he seems really sad about it and is calling it a sacrifice and stuff.
I mean that must be why.
Yeah.
I mean the fact that he's calling it a sacrifice at all is it's either to appeal to a certain audience, or he genuinely just isn't happy with what he's doing, but he thinks he has to.
Yeah. It's a very sad video.
Yeah, it is. This is like the saddest video I've ever watched. It's the downfall of a great man.
Yeah.
The core components of self-improvement, and self-improvement has served us so well that I don't think we should defy it when it comes to relationships.
And I know he might move back in with his parents and stuff too.
Yeah.
Very
Delaying
sad.
gratification changed our lives forever, and so we should delay gratification when it comes to even women that we love.
His mom is checking on him again. My mom was just checking on me. Me and Hamza are very similar in that way.
Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.
Okay, so about that, I want to go back to his channel.
He seems so sad at the end of that.
He seems very sad.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a post that I saw a while ago. This is after that video, after he moved back into his parents, broke up with his girlfriend, all that. He says, "Look at this. My resting heart rate shot up to 70 when I was living in London/Dubai. Stressed, overthinking, chasing too much success and materialism. Huge monthly bills. Need to record 5 videos tomorrow, otherwise the editors won't have work to do. Literal daily headaches, daily nosebleeds and nasal congestion. Increased body fat, more cravings, less mindful. Horrible. And since coming home, it dropped back down to 50 to 52. My best scores yet in 2 years. Peace. Minimalism." So yeah, what this sounds like to me is he is quite literally not doing the hard work because he doesn't feel like it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very stressed out. He has to do a lot of work, and he doesn't want to. So he stopped, and he moved back into his parents. And Yeah, so that was pretty sad to see.
Yeah, it was.
Really loving my recent vids. This is again after the downfall. Previously recording daily upload. Previously, when we were doing daily uploads, I didn't even have the mental capacity to spend time really planning the video out, thinking deeply about how to make it valuable too, because we were uploading every single day, and my health was really fucking bad, to be honest. So I just hit the record button and say whatever came to mind. Now I'm spending hours per video thinking about what to include, and I was like, okay, well that's good, I guess.
Yeah, is that why he spent 2 hours just repeating himself?
Yeah, I think that is why.
Like 1 hour just basically
Repeating
repeating the
the
same
same
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he spent a lot of time thinking that through. I can just tell.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, something else. He so after that, after, again, this is after I've fulfilled my purpose. He went back to doing self-improvement stuff.
Yeah, and pretty consistently it seems like too.
Yeah, how to love a woman, uh, increase testosterone naturally, uh, why it's so hard to sit down and study work, full anxious attachment style guide, how to heal. You don't need experiences with women. Full monk guide, 4 steps to fix your life. Like he's doing self-improvement again. He went back.
Yeah, just with
Also,
basically.
here he said last Jeffrey and Adonis video. So he's still making self-improvement, but maybe Jeffrey and Adonis aren't here. Let's see.
Take care of your skin, my guy. It's not even that hard.
Oh my god.
No,
Oh,
no, no,
what
no.
the?
If you want to buy my
Alright, then.
course on how I grew this YouTube following, that's the top link in the description. In this video, I'm going to teach you
Okay.
from my current understanding.
So yeah, no Jeffrey and Adonis anymore, but still self-improvement.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty sad to see, especially because I really looked up to him.
yeah. Um, I used to at least be subscribed to him and regularly watch his stuff. But since that video, I he's not been the same to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
For most of your life.
So that's been our thoughts on this matter.
Yeah.
Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah, like actually do it.
we're just gonna become the new Hamza.
Yeah. We make this one video, we instantly get like 2 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll get the exact amount of subscribers he has.
yeah. But yeah, not only do the hard work, but also make sure to critically think about things. Think about information that you're given.
Yeah. How about this? Do the hard thinking, especially when you don't feel like it.
That's right. That's our catchphrase. We say that every day.
Yeah, it is. Every time, yeah, that's what we've always said. Every time we end the video.
Anyway, bye.
Goodbye.